Hello, everyone. Today is weird because today you're only getting this via the Utubery. The Purple app will not be understanding this. But you know what? We don't care. This is what happens when you're not feeling well. So I slowly pour ginger ale into a mug so I can attempt to eventually go later and grab some bitters to make it a good anti-fuckery concoction. But let's do the recap while I contemplate my existence. Can you hear my soda, or should I move it farther away?
You're fine.
Okay.
So we were finishing up some stuff, and we had just gotten to the point where we were going to have the meeting with the council as well as the leaders of the various factions around town. Had dug into the mysterious note that we had received, gained some intel on parties making their way to the town, and finally ended with a bookkeeper that Wells recognized being present in the tavern, wanting to have a meeting with us before the meeting. I think that about sums it up.
I think so. Let's do one small thing of bookkeeping myself.
And we have some... Did you mention the wizard?
That's amongst the parties making their way to the town.
Yes. Okay.
But we don't have a set timeline on when they will arrive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we kind of do. Soon.
Soon is relative.
Yeah, but relatives aren't necessarily family.
True. But soon to a goblin is much sooner than soon to an elf.
You know, that's facts. Facts on facts.
Actually, for the elf, it would be sooner than the goblin, because the goblin has a shorter lifespan, so therefore the time is longer for them.
Well, now we're just getting into quantum shit, and
Time is relative.
Wibbly wobbly, timely wimely,
Yeah.
copyright infringement.
bigger on the inside.
Just like your mom.
Oh!
I'm surprised you go there. Seeing as, you know, no one wants to go there with her.
Sorry, flashback to early 2000s jokes.
I've missed this group. I love you guys. I love you guys. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, and Thomas Sanders references. Here's to you. It's regular soda, but it still helps. So, yeah, on the note of the bookkeeper that Wells recognizes, you haven't seen him in like 10 years. And again, last time that you saw him, he didn't have a like glassed over eye. So that's a new addition. He stands up and looks at the party. I am here to speak with the Duke of Lavaria.
Who?
The Duke of Lavaria, a halfling that lives in a manor not far from here.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, do you know when he might be returning? I have business I need to deal with him.
Never.
Oh. Do you perhaps know where his successor is?
I might have a vague idea.
I hope that vague idea is more concrete, because there are some book issues that I need to discuss with him.
That's probably not surprising at all. Is it surprising that he was fudging the books, guys?
No.
Yeah, see, he was doing some shady shit. You're looking at his successors.
Oh, a actual counsel. This is actually much better than I expected. He actually reaches into his coat and pulls out a little notebook and jots something down into it. Much better than I expected. Good.
Who are you with?
I am originally tenanted through the Laborers Guild, but I am currently I'm usually with the Laborers Guild, and I also have tenancy with the Docking Guild, the Docks Guild, that manages shipment range. I am currently sent via the Laborers Guild, though, for dealing with the problems as of late. I have tendencies in many different guilds. I am a well-respected bookkeeper, but my specialty has been in overseeing and ensuring completion of contracts. The fact of, from what we have gleaned from our recent checks of the paperwork that have come in, there are a few outstanding that I am not sure why. The extensions have been brought, and one or two extensions across a run of seasons is understandable, depending on case by case, but extending it by a year each time, it makes no sense to me.
Well,
And
my
that's superiors are concerned.
Well, to be honest, I don't know you from Cassius's ass, so forgive me for not wanting to lay everything out for you right away. These are items on our docket.
Oh, good. Good. I will then be able to be there with the going over the information to ensure that we can close these post haste and we can actually get back to.
Can your intentions seem reasonable, but can anyone vouch for you?
Yes, I actually have. He pulls out a small stack of papers and sets them down, and they're tied together. All of them are folded, all the papers are tri-folded and tied together. He starts opening it up, and this is the different guild masters that have written to me, written to my superiors, and he starts like laying them out across the table. And each of them is also signed and stamped by both the original guild and my guild master as well. And he motions towards his badge again, and I also am certified with the guilds as previously stated, and I have my other guild badges with me as requested. The main one I'm here under is the Laborers Guild, though.
Well, you have more experience with guild matters. Do you want to deal with this individual?
Of course.
In regards to those contracts, I'm sure you understand all of our stances on them. Yes, eliminate as many as possible.
Yes, we want them to end as soon as we can. The contracts were devised in my youth. They were originally created for being able to make it so that way bills such as these issues do not impact the individual as well as the greater whole.
Well, to be perfectly frank with you, the individual you wanted to speak to before, the former Duke, had devised at least 100 additional contracts unlawfully, and I have already burned them. The people aren't out of them. They were unlawful.
Well, this is understandable and very, very good. Do you have any additional records connecting to those, to the ones that you have burned?
There might be some at the manor.
To make sure that we
You can also-
recompensate.
You can also speak to the council members. They're well aware of everything to do with that.
Very well. I will do such. I will do so as well.
You can speak to them after our meeting. We have a meeting scheduled with them in just an hour or two. So,
If you will permit, I would like to at least sit in. I wish to make sure that the compensations and reparations for the incidents is.
I'm sure that would go a long way to restoring some morale for these people. We have been busy over the last month and a half or so, just getting our bearing on what the fuck happened in these lands.
It will be very good to get connections back here. Very good indeed. Do you have any other questions for me at this time before I let you get on with your day and
Just like if we completely ignore you, it's going to mean a lot of headache for us, isn't it?
Very much so. I will not be
God, I hate paperwork. Okay.
Luckily, with me, it is not a lot of paperwork. Most of the bookkeeping has been dealt with. I just need to understand how we're going to make sure that the situations will be resolved quickly, so that way they can get back to doing the jobs as they were initially intended and hired for, and we can get back to recalculating and making sure their wage is appropriately reset to their new standing within the company.
Excellent. Again, Wells, I know you're part of the Jewelers Guild, but this seems kind of like your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I should be able to handle this.
Excellent. So after the meeting, can you work with the council members and I'm sorry, what was your name again, sir?
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus. Work with the council members and Thaddeus this afternoon to at least get the ball rolling and then pass it off to them. I'm feeling way too cooped up in town. I think after this meeting, we all need to go on a trip.
All right.
Anyone have objections to this?
Going on a trip after this? Definitely not.
Tala?
Paula shifts a small bit, then nods. Yes, sir. I do believe that.
Enough with the sir.
My lord.
We're friends. We're friends, Tala. I'm never going to convince you, am I?
He just starts looking at your feet. Like he's averting your eye gaze strongly.
I look over at Sorka and waggle my eyebrows. What do you say to a trip?
Well, I have to make sure you all don't die, so I suppose so.
A pragmatic individual. I do enjoy that.
Excellent. I'm feeling far too cooped up. There's too much bureaucracy right now. So let's get the day over with. Make plans.
Dad, can we make dinner plans?
This marks the point of we're going to cut this area out real quick just to destroy continuity. Computer, set lights to warm.
Okay,
Set lights to 80%.
okay.
So, just like just like Mongol, I'm guessing.
Exactly like Mongo.
Someday we need to figure out how to do like a watch party together, like maybe via Twitch or some shit. I miss that with old groups. Anyways,
What am I doing?
so the next little bit, the next couple hours pass without any incident range, and the council members all shuffle into the tavern. And once all of them are in, Marcus walks up to the front door and closes and locks it.
Thank you, Marcus.
He nods to you.
Keep the drinks flowing and tell me my bill afterwards.
I'll tell you if there's a bill that you have yet to that you would need to pay. You are still paid up well.
No. Can't we just reset it to 0 and start over?
You know, if that is the case, then you're going to start being seen with getting preferential treatment for buying me out.
That's not my intention at all. You serve good booze.
Very true. And it also shows that I may be undercharging for my wares. What happens when
Fine, do whatever makes you happy, Marcus. Just get me drunk.
that gets me happy well enough because it usually gets you quieter.
Touche.
I'll drink to that.
I mean, I'll drink to anything, so.
He brings over a round of drinks. The lightest thing that he brings is a very light colored ale that he sets in front of Tala. Like in comparison, this is like Coors Light. Like it's
Okay, so not really alcohol.
yeah. It looks
horse piss.
Hey. Horse piss
No.
will get you more fucked up.
No, Bud Light is horse piss.
As I said, recycled. There is a difference.
All right, so with that little area, have joke range. What is American light beers and Sex in a Canoe have in common?
Fucking close to water.
There you go. That's because you're from the capital of moonshine.
Actually, like the joke I originally heard was coffee. It was with coffee instead of beer, but
It's the same.
I was going to say, there's not that much difference there.
Can't we just be like, okay, just despite the geopolitical shit, at least can we go back to like the old Russian rules for alcohol that if it's less than 5% alcohol, it's not considered alcohol?
Yeah. Considering 5% is light in Canada.
You can
I have
drink
never
beer at
seen
8.
someone drinking out of a glass while wearing a glove like that. Is this how you don't get fingerprints?
Well, possibly too, but I was in the middle of taking care of some chores, so I just haven't taken them off.
makes you look fancy.
No, it makes it look like you're a serial killer trying to hide the fact of fingerprints.
I have to maintain the image of being a polite Canadian. We haven't had our Canadian Goose ceremony yet, so a lot of anger is being built up.
Also, you have not. Hockey season isn't for a little bit, so you know.
It's not over yet, if I recall.
I don't follow sports.
Neither do I. Sports bowling for me is whatever.
Yeah, but Canadians are really friendly people until you put a stick in their hand and put them on ice. Then they're just sociopaths.
Rabid raccoons was the best. Was the best one I heard on that one, and they're not wrong.
Okay, the fucking Discord has disappointed me. There's no good gifs of Michael Jackson with his glove.
He's so passé. That's why.
There we go.
The fuck is on his nose?
I didn't realize that he had a nose.
That's exactly what I mean.
All right, so The council members all come in and sit down. The last one showing up being Hagla, and she is actually dressed a little bit differently than you've seen her recently.
Okay.
She is still wearing like her furs, but underneath is a much more like tribal garb, and she actually shows up wearing face paint in a similar type to the woman that is just to her left. Which I do not think I ever gave any of you her name, did I?
I don't think so.
No.
Is Marcus's sister present as well?
She is currently sitting over at the bar.
Perfect.
Like right next to where the beer station is.
Do we have any representatives of the docks?
Yes. Sanso is here.
Perfect.
And to her confusion, so is Victor. She currently is under the assumption that Victor is here because
Of Samuel.
of Samuel, because of their grandparent.
Welcome, everyone. So we have an unexpected additional guest for this meeting. This is Thaddeus, a representative of the Laborers Guild, here to help straighten out some of the shit that's been going on as well.
Well, sorry, that's not the right voice at all. Holy shit, where the fuck that one come from? Right there. Vidalis nods to everyone. I do hope that this is a productive meeting.
That's the intent. We've been around for about a month and a half, 2 months now, and been trying to get a pulse on the goings on. And to the core council, I know you understand that many things need to change. And some of you, and I look specifically to Hagla and her associate, as well as, sorry, remind me of Marcus's sister's name?
Lily.
Lily. And I specifically look at them, represent factions that feel like outsiders, and that needs to change. And that's the main purpose of this meeting, is to begin the progress to alleviate some of these issues and reduce some of the tensions amongst citizens. And at that point, I look over specifically Samuel and Victor.
Samuel lifts their glass. I do believe most of the unease around me and my kin is due to the fact that we are or at least I was the product of unusual magics that my parents, as loving as they are, were.
But it is time to rest aside the sins of the father being passed on to the children.
Those born of magic are often seen as different and strange.
Ah, but we have wonderful Marcus. We have your lovely self, who are upstanding members of society. Again, magical birth has... We don't have room for discrimination in our territory for something as beyond your own control as that.
Oz raises her mug with her thumb on the lid of it and hits it against the table a couple times. Exactly right. Exactly right. Could not have said it better. Reasons that I keep that odd one near me at all times. They may be strange, but they're great.
Sure, Quaz. Sure.
And she was pointing to Samuel.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, actually, one of the first things I need to address, Hagla.
Yes.
You've had a few days' time. What does the tribe need as assurances to feel comfortable in this town?
One that I have heard from many of them is one that they will not get. This I understand. But the main ones that are able to be handled are more access to the town itself to be able to repopulate the buildings, as well as sectioning off part of the forest. The area to the west is where most of my kin have been settled, and some do not wish to leave there, making it marked as theirs within the territory would be best.
Would they be agreeable to allowing passage through? Because if I think we will run into some issues if the people feel like they are unwelcome within an area. It can, of course, be designated as their area, and appropriate respect shall be given, but barring others from there is another way to call extra attention.
Travel through is welcome, but we are wanting to try and keep most of the resources that they have congregated around to being specifically ones that they harvest themselves.
Understandable. And unfortunately, this town is in dire need of guards and labor. Your people are strong and well suited to combat. Would they be agreeable to being hired on?
The other woman steps forward. Well, she is our elder. I am our war chief.
Well, then you are the one I should be speaking to.
This is a acceptable connection, but if it is left to just us, We will have words.
No, and we are seeking reinforcements and to train other individuals of the town with your prowess. Your people would be very beneficial to training up additional guards. I do not want to make it the responsibility of any one group, though you are the most suited for the immediate future. A ready-made fighting force that we can use to expand upon. And if you no longer wish to guard, after we have gained sufficient individuals, new arrangements can be made. This is not any form of permanent contract. This is at the will of both parties.
So, if I am correct in your understanding, you wish to hire us as the muscle within town to watch over and keep others within line.
Policing, I think, will be secondary of your duties. With the recent turmoil, you know that others are going to strike out against us at some point to test us.
External forces.
I think external forces are going to be the main concern. If people get rowdy, of course, you would have the authority. But I would also like you to be able to train the citizens that wish to fight to be able to defend what is all of ours. Defend our land. We want unity, and we want everyone to have a sense of belonging, and if everyone can fight for what is theirs, well, I think that will go a long way.
Vidalis sits up a little bit more in his seat. And what about securing a force in case others that are upon our borders wish to take this land? What then?
That we have tentative agreements with the White Rose and should be able to call upon their aid for some time, but we need to attract people that want a different type of governance. We do not want to be like the baronies around us. We want to give people more opportunity. And over time, we should be able to create our own force. But it's not something that can happen overnight. And the start of that is utilizing the resources we have. And I gesture over towards the war chief. Your people are the most accustomed to combat capabilities with the rough lives you lead in the forest. But I want you to be welcome in the city too, and feel that it is your home. But have the option of the forest if you so choose.
I think that this is a beneficial agreement so far.
So we can work out the fine details of payment and everything afterwards, but that is a major stride. And I look to the other council members. Do you know of people willing to be trained for the guard forces to help defend our land from those external threats?
Claus sits up proudly in her seat. I do believe that my sister should be able to have access to some that we can willingly get more information and more strength. They're working in the. They own the mines far, far to the north. The cousin of Samuel is close to them. I'm pretty sure that if I get a message out, we can get both parties within relatively quickly. But I cannot guarantee that they will not ask for oddness upon their arrival.
Oddness.
In my thoughts, they are daft. Many of them have devoted themselves to being within the mountains and working how do they put it? Out of curiosity, do any of you speak Dwarvish?
I think I'm.
Wells does.
Right, Wells should fucking speak Dwarvish. Because of your old boss.
Mhm. Yes, I also speak Dwarven.
You do?
Yep.
What were your languages again?
Celestial, Giant, Dwarven, and Elven.
You also recently learned Thieves' Cant, and of course, you can speak Hortensu.
Yes. Those were automatically assumed.
All right. So yeah, the both of you understand when she says zealots.
Sorry, you.
When she is trying to figure a word, she says only one word in Dwarvish, which I'll send to both of you really quickly.
Okay.
They are the goddess of the one that is that watches over
Okay.
the
Yes.
old dwarves.
One of you mind translating for the rest of us?
Zealots, basically. Religious fanatics, I'm guessing, would be a good way of.
That could be troublesome,
Hmm.
or it could be nothing.
It would be a matter of watching finding out what exactly are they so enthused about.
I'm sure arrangements can be made,
Um,
as long as they don't stir trouble for the rest of the town.
and if I recall, these individuals were working in the mines, were they?
They own a very substantial mine in the Noctudrego Mountains.
Okay, and I'm assuming that is not the mines that we currently have within the region's control.
Those mountains are within the territory, but they've declared themselves sovereign many a time over many a duke, or many a lord.
It would be a matter of seeing what the negotiation points are. The other thing is the mines that are currently closed in the area because of monstrous infestation.
Well, that's going to take a while to clear. Right now, we need to begin getting a force that's able to even clear them.
Yes, very much so. Although that could be our vacation spot.
It's one of the possibilities. Contact them, see if they're willing to come down and negotiate.
I'll see if my sister and her husband are willing to make the trip. If not, then at least the delegate should be free. But again, they are dwarves, so don't expect anything done fast. By done fast, I mean they don't travel quick. None of us do.
I'm aware, though, if I have to take a trip out there, I'm bringing 6 cats with a tail to begin negotiations. Lily, what do your people need?
She looks at you, then over at Marcus, then back to you again, then back to Marcus. Apparently, despite the fact that I'm younger, fucking need. And Marcus
you're the representative of the hunters here.
She and I, we've discussed a few things of what needs to be done, and I'm very much in agreement with the aspects. So yes, Lily, please feel free to discuss with the rest, but we need to get that up and running.
Originally, I thought that you were talking about just kinfolk, and
well, that we'll address all of the kinfolk. Yes, sir.
Oh, we're the only two in this area. All the rest of ours is scattered to the winds. Like most warbreed, they don't sit in one place very long unless there's blood to be found.
But you two are respected members, and you will be shown the respect you deserve.
As far as what the hunters need, we're getting another holdover put together that's close to being done. I'm guessing 2 moons, and it should be packed in. Then it's just minor outfitting here and there. But in 2 moons, that'll be finished out if everything goes according to plans. But we need a lodge, like a proper gathering place, a proper focal point. Putting one out in the middle of the forest may sound like a good idea for some. I don't like it.
You
The
want one in
influx-
town?
No. Where you get wherever there's a lodge, you're going to get a lot of rowdy people, and you want that farther away from the town. From what I've heard, there is our esteemed other hunter in our midst has plans putting together for something done at your manor.
Yes.
That'd be perfect for us. It's
Well-
a good central place, couple days travel from anything major, keeps us out of people's hair in case fights break out, or when there's fights break out, and makes it that we were all centrally located. Farther away from civilization means we're closer to nature.
There should still be some crews out there.
No,
Before-
yeah,
but
Force is always going to have fighters.
well, yes, but no, I mean at the manor. We just had some construction done. There should be still some crews around.
I'm not talking like. I'm not talking moving in tonight. I'm talking. You asked what we need. So I'm telling you, you've got most of it.
Well, perfect. But I want you to take a trip on your way back by the manor and check out and see what you need. Make a list, and it'll be done.
All right. One thing that I do.
But can we request that your people keep an eye out and let us know if it seems like any forces are trying to gather in the wilderness?
Oh yeah. Anything that moves through anything that moves through the land will always get posted into the lodge, one way or another.
Good. I think the elephant in the room here is the docks now.
You see the bar lad walk up and swap out a mug in front of Sanso.
Yeah. I need a double of whiskey.
Nods to you and heads off.
Sunso, I've heard a little bit about your conundrum from Wells and from other parties.
Yeah.
You're not happy with how full your plate is it? Are you?
No, not in the slightest.
What job do you want?
Honestly, I like working the logistics of keeping the workers. The
You like-
actual running of the physical dock. I was originally signed with the Laborers Guild, and
You've been piled with too many responsibilities. Well, Thaddeus here wanted to rework contracts, and so I'm sure we can rework you to being exclusively the docks. I don't think the warehouses or any of that need to be your concern anymore. I hope at this point my double of whiskey has shown up.
yep.
And
Also, those that have gotten the note about the basic visual of before, see that happening even more so now.
yeah. Oliver, stop.
What am I doing wrong?
Okay, you need to see that. Put it back on you. Put it back on you.
Nice. So, Mandalorian mask for birthday.
Sure. Yeah. No. It's a Spider-Man bucket that he got for Easter.
Okay, fine, Spider-Man.
Go over there, please. I'm gonna send you one. No, he'd be happy with a Mandalorian mask too. So right after I say that, I grab my double of whiskey, I down it in one shot, and I go, Victor, you're in charge of the warehouses.
Victor immediately spits out the drink that he had. The fuck you say, old man?
I'm
What the fuck
taking
did I
a
do
drink.
wrong for you to tell me that shit?
Well, do you have a better suggestion? Does anyone know the warehouses better than you?
Honestly, getting someone who hasn't had to deal with that shit that's smarter on it, I'd say that. Fucking, that's a hell job. Years coming.
Well,
I've
it would be
seen the
better.
manifest. I've seen the manifests coming in. Unless we completely halt entry coming in for a while, which will then put us backwards.
How much extra help would you need?
Someone who knows books, man. Anyone. Shit's not my game.
Hey, Thaddeus, you want an extended stay?
Excuse me.
I'm
What's that?
hiring you.
Once my initial job is concluded, I can send a letter of reinstatement and relocation. Wells, you understand that this is basically him saying yes, but he is a very much a company man. So Wells understands those strings of words means I have to tell them then that I need to be reinstated into a particular different aspect that I am hired for already, and I'm moving from one location to another.
Wells, do you indicate like his agreeance to me at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, excellent. So Victor, come up with a game plan, and you'll have help shortly.
Victor looks to you, then looks to
And
Thaddeus.
I look down at the boots that he's wearing, and look back up at him and smile.
Oh man, is this you as head honcho range telling me that I have to work with that? Getting your warehouse set up?
I'm saying that I currently have not met anyone better suited for dealing with the intricacies of that warehouse. And if you can come up with someone better that currently resides in this town and doesn't have to send off a letter of recommendation, I'm all ears.
I have a short list.
All right. Bring it to me later.
You got it. But I refuse to work with that on principle.
I look over at Samuel. Is your grandson always this hard to deal with?
Oh, no. Not at all.
Sometimes
Sometimes
harder.
he's a right pain in the ass.
I like him.
You teach me. I'll teach you.
But you didn't think you were just here to observe, did you, Victor? Got a little bit of work for you.
You didn't blindside me with this. I'd have a better answer for you already.
No, but in all reality, Victor, I would like you to take on. Well, you're very capable, and I think that we can come to an arrangement where you work amongst the various people in charge of the docks. We should have multiple people and not have it be all on one person's plate. And I think you are very familiar with the logistics of it all. So I think you will be a great resource.
All right. But I can't be held responsible for any negative outcomes.
Yeah, we'll talk later when you bring me that list.
You see Thaddeus is writing down additional notes, and now there is also a full piece of paper in front of him and a very fine quill and ink pot.
Don't
that
let your
he-
hand cramp, Thaddeus.
He looks up to you for just a second and, oh, trust me, this has been a particular job range of mine for quite a while.
What was Sunso's reaction when I said that, though, to Victor?
She is in shock and also looks a little upset.
Sunso, I was in that warehouse. Things got way out of hand. It's not entirely your fault. You had way too much on your plate. But we need to delegate different parts of our docks to multiple people. You can handle the logistics on the docks. You've demonstrated capability there.
As long as my problem goes away that I've been having to deal with on the docks, I don't care.
But we need someone in charge of the warehouses. We need someone in charge of distribution, and we need an absolute foreman.
I don't mind running the people. Those that work on the docks. Back before all this shit, we worked well together. I'm hoping to get back into that level.
Let's reestablish those relationships then. Who could you recommend to be the foreman that kind of gathers the reports from all of you?
You mean like the paperwork and all of that?
Yeah.
Isn't that why you have him? As she points over to Thaddeus.
He's only here temporarily. And then I'm rehiring him to do the books for the warehouses.
That would technically make me the foreman over the paperwork. And I do have a...
Do you want that?
He pulls out a fairly thick-looking scroll. I do have the recommendations if it is within your area.
Again, no one here knows you. I'm asking for their recommendations. But if they don't have any, then sure, we might take you on for that.
Senso shrugs, and there's... Kabbalah, she...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it
with all the
right,
chaos that's been going on, she's been spread thin like me, but she's been good with books before, paperwork and
1,
whatnot.
2,
Good head on her.
3, 4. We need to get to 5.
Thaddeus, would you be opposed to working with someone to get them up to speed and do a good job. You seem like you don't want to stay here forever.
I do not mind.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I do not mind a reassignment. I also would not mind training someone to have that position. I have held both titles in my past. I'd be willing to hold either or both of them again.
Well, then we will, as the time comes, we will discuss your future here. But there are plenty of opportunities. If you can help us get all of this straightened away, you'll definitely increase your standing in all of our eyes.
Very good.
Do we still have proper distribution routes from the docks to the various areas that need the supplies?
Sanso rose her eyes for just a second. Best knowledge is that I have, yeah. Shipments have been able to be moving in and out. They're not the full shipments because we're behind, which is why I keep getting those letters. But I'm trying to do my best. We have been working with Vesper on making sure the redistribution is less messed up, but they have similar problems to us. Less problems long run.
Well, I think Thaddeus's timing was excellent. He's going to help us get on track. And as we delegate everything out to be smaller sets of responsibilities, more focus can be placed on getting everything running smoothly again. The smaller your focus, the more energy you can put into it.
Yeah, and if you have me running the docks, I'll get the workers back onto a good schedule. I'll have less strike days.
Sanso, since you'll be working directly on the docks, you will also have our authority to put out messages with outgoing ships that we are interested in more strong hands to work in this region.
All right. The only thing I'll tell you, though, is same thing that's happened last time I've tried putting those out. We can't prove that we can actually back up the claim of this is a good place to move to on that. It'll be a waste of paper and ink. I do believe that we'll be able to get there. It's just, I don't want you getting your hopes up on something until we can actually get there.
I might have an idea about something to entice people. I'll get back to you in a couple of weeks on that.
All right.
I'm sorry, I've been dominating this. Do any of you have any input for this meeting?
Come here.
You've already covered, well, we've already covered my section of this. Does anybody else?
Down. 2, 1.
I guess not.
I'm good.
Else?
Yeah, I think we've pretty much covered everything important.
Right. Well then,
Vidalis does raise his hand up. The contract that was signed with the White Rose, we are going to be able to keep up with that. The iron or sent to them in repayment for them arming and publicly claiming us as a ally, correct?
Yes, I do not want to end any operations that will prevent us from upholding that. Right now, it's not an ideal friendship, but it is protecting us.
And I think at this point, then we should really look at what we can do about clearing those mines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting operations going again on those is important.
I did a quick excursion to scout things out. The problem is fairly severe, but with, as I said, okay, a good few days away from the management of this, and I think we can at least get one or two of the mines, depending on how well connected they are, up and running without too much trouble. Every mine that we get up is that much more iron that we will have available.
The only issue I'm seeing is how do we defend the mine after we clear it? If these have been incursions, and the reports you and Lily have given of the increased dire activity and increased number of beasts in the wild, what happens after we clear it and we walk out? It might be a deeper problem.
That is very possible. And this is where a protection force, as has already been discussed, will come into play.
I think timeline-wise, we need to get some people trained up that we can bring along as a guard force to leave behind.
Yes.
Or at least send out. And I look to the council members. Do any of you have any other concerns to raise?
One that I can speak easily on. Lucas stands on his seat so that way he's a little bit taller in position. The old library. It was burnt once. I was able to save some of it, but we need to reconnect. A lot of our history was lost there. And those histories can do a lot for us.
Is there anywhere else that these histories were written down, or do we need to bring scribes in to take an oral history?
Scribes would be helpful. Some of our history might be held. Might have to rejot it from one copy to another. But our history connects with many of the others within the land. This territory is not a new territory. It's just new management, which is good, but it should be documented and remembered properly. This is a joyous time, we hope.
Lucas, well, let me ask the others. Are any of you opposed to giving Lucas funds from the treasury to make this happen?
No.
Lucas, you will be given access to funds, gather the people you need to rebuild the library, and send off for the scribes you need to make this happen.
Will do.
Just give us a proper invoice.
Absolutely. I might need a little bit of help with math, but I'll make sure you get the numbers proper.
Good. And the last thing I want to say is, on circling back to the beginning, discrimination is not tolerated here. And those found, especially with our orcish friends going to be beginning to move into town and repair abodes, and especially as they're going to be our guarding force, anyone found giving them trouble will think about those actions for a few days in lockup. You have our authority to put a firm quash on discrimination.
A large grin is able to be easily seen on Hugla's face.
But this is not just discrimination against the orcs. You are the largest party that has been discriminated against, but we currently have 2 half-elves and a couple half-orcs, as well as various others that will be traveling through. And their race is no basis for discrimination. Their actions can land them in hot trouble, but what they look like, it will not. And if we find any of you letting this slip by, you will be dealing with us personally. We will put notices around town that the discrimination ends and what the expected consequences are. And even if we're not here, we expect it to be enforced. And hopefully, after a few examples have been made, people will start to keep those darker thoughts to themselves.
We'll drink to that. All the others do like a toast for that, and
I toast all of them.
one by one they do openly acknowledge and accept and encourage your thoughts.
Excellent. So I have some notices to write. Wells, do you want to work with Thaddeus and the council to get the ball rolling on fixing these books?
Yes.
Excellent. The rest of you, if you have any concerns, feel free to let us know, though I expect we will be leaving town for a little bit within the next day or two.
All right. So where would we like to start?
In terms of?
In terms of, we have a lot of little side point areas that we're going to go through here in a relatively efficient-ish manner that we can.
Mine is really easy until everyone gets their stuff done. I sit down with a stack of parchment, write out a notice of, first I consult with the others. How long do you think they should be in lockup for actively discriminating against someone else, not selling, hiking prices, or outright insulting or trying to attack? 3 days, 5 days, a month?
As a reminder, 1 week is 6 days.
Okay. Let's start off with a work week, basically. Okay, it's obviously depends on when they're actually caught, but for most, if they lose days of the week, means they lose income. So not only are they locked up, but
So first infraction, 4 days.
Yeah.
Second infraction, 2 weeks. Third infraction,
banishment.
banished. Excellent.
The old adage system.
3-strike policy. I'm sure a few people will get banished before it starts to sink into these knuckleheads' skulls.
Hopefully, we don't have too many knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we might lose our population rather quickly.
I'm hopeful for none. Realistically speaking, I think a few examples will be set.
Of course.
And I write up about 20 of these notices, and then I just find a couple people and offer them a silver to put up the notices around town.
Just a quick meta question here. Literacy in the area, how high is it?
Not terribly high.
We need criers then as well.
Okay, and then so just on the side, I find a couple people send me a message with how much I have to pay them to be the criers for this, as well as posting the notices.
It'll end up coming out of the coffers, and I'll get that sorted out in the later point. But
cool. That's all I'm doing right now until the others are ready to talk about where the fuck we're going.
Unless anybody has any objections, we've got either hunting or mining.
The other option I was gonna say is, who wants to go to the swamp?
So you have 3 choices.
What's in the swamp?
That's where
The Red Lotus was interested in.
yes.
It's mysterious.
A mysterious mystery of mysteriousness.
I mean, I think the mine would be the best place to start with. One, to figure out what will need to be done to secure it and clear it out and get money flowing.
The dire creatures are also something that we can work around to figure out, okay, is there an obvious source of them, or is this something that's we're going to have to explore in more depth? And that can be done as we're going to and from the mines.
Cool.
I would think Lily would be a good one to have for at least the investigation of the dire creatures. She's had some very, very direct contact with them, so she has a good idea what we're actually looking at. As to the mines, no one's been in there pretty much since everybody got scared out but me, and it's going to be fun. Yeah. Yeah, it was carrion crawlers are definitely not something you want to deal with solo. And as they are not, no, because it'll end up with getting a new character. I'm rather fond of this one. And I'll be honest, I have a somewhat ulterior motive when it comes to the mines, not only to get them up and running, but carrion crawler poison is a really good non-lethal way of controlling.
As soon as you say that, my vote changed from swamp to mines for first investigation. For no particular reason. I don't have alchemist supplies or anything.
There is that. Okay, I won't need to. I won't need to go back to the druggist to get this taken care of, because, as I said,
you can do it in bigger batches, though. That is the difference, and he can also do it in bigger batches while you guys are out doing other things.
Oh yeah,
I okay. He can do it in bigger batches than me, but I can do it in bigger batches than other alchemists too. I did.
True.
I did get that bigger cauldron.
Downtime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's
and all he is downtime.
I'm looking at the very least. I'm figuring. I took out one. There were 3 others that were coming after me, and this was just inside the mine. So
Yeah.
who knows? And I would assume all the mines are having a
Resources.
similar issue.
We're going on a resource expedition.
Pretty much.
All right, so orders of business are going to be Wells dealing with Thaddeus, Justice talking with Lily, and I'm just assuming at this point that Cassius is going to talk to Tala again on the options of training.
And Sorka's just glaring at me. That's her order of business.
I was actually going to go to the library at the manor and make sure that we had scribe tables set up for
All right,
however
so-
many are necessary.
So you're heading up towards the manor, which will give your character a little bit of a head start on getting up to where the mines are.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that everything is set, that the library, like that, you know, the bookshelves are being constructed and that scribe tables are created.
I'm assuming you're going to be making multiple copies of all that, one to be kept at the manor and one to be kept at a library, so that less likely to lose all this history again.
Yeah, we can probably have like a separate bunker type area where extra copies are kept, but the library itself is going to be at the manor. But we can
Okay.
keep separate copies like in a underground vault. of some
More
sort.
than anything, I'm looking at is, from the sounds of it, they're going to want to have a certain repository here in town as well. The manor is a couple of days away, so
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like we could have a vault that is here
mhm.
that's a little bit more heavily guarded in town just because
Reasons, yes.
their likelihood of unwanted traffic in
Mhm.
town. So we want to keep more control over it here rather than it being a library in town. It would be a vault in town. And if they're wanting to do search, whatever.
Okay, let's go.
Back to the Thaddeus and Wells dealing with shenanigans of shenanigans. Or should there have another person in the conversation of dealing with the books? Because you were muted when you were saying that. If you were talking. Or are you just eating your mustache?
I thought you said Thaddeus. I didn't hear Cassius.
Yeah, I thought I heard you. I thought I saw you trying to speak up on a moment, and I'm like, you are muted if you are talking, or are you just eating your mustache?
Just playing with the mess that is my face.
Well, that mess got you kids, so. Anyways. So, Wells. You sit down with Thaddeus. Pulls out his notebook. All right. First off, it has been a very long time since I've seen you. How is your family?
Well, they've been doing pretty well for themselves.
That is good. So, the main issue that I'm here for is the fact that there are 5 open contracts that we acknowledge in in this territory, and 3 of them have been extended. One of them was twice. The contracts in question are there is a dwarven man that is trying to pay off the damage that he did to the previous stay lodge for the Hunters Guild. That one has had 2 extensions on it. There is a looks to be a gnome man that is also paying off a loss of building that was made a single extension for the Smiths Guild. While I understand that is in Vesper, being the resident leads, it does fall to you for figuring out why there was the extension if you have that information. There is a human woman that, poor thing, is paying off a debt to the Mariners Guild for one of their fishing vessels. Wanting to make sure that is still on track. That should be closing here in a short time. And the last one that I have is a goblin that looks to be burned down his neighbor's farm by accident on a particular event almost a year ago, and looks to be that the contract is near finished as well on that. Do you have any information yourself among these particular papers? Was I too quiet when I was talking? Was I too quiet when I went through that little spiel point? Just want to make sure.
I know right now I've still been just going through the contracts and looking them over. So
Do you have the contracts here, or are they held elsewhere?
I believe they're back at the manor. Obviously, obviously put somewhere safe, of course, but
Well, then I believe a trip to the manor to look over the paperwork, make sure everything is in order. I wish to have these closed as soon as possible. That way we can rebalance books to make sure that everyone is getting paid appropriately afterwards. That is, if they choose to still be within range. I do hope that specifically the goblin who messing with food supplies is a difficult one to deal with. But sometimes the challenge is required. Very well. Should we leave now, or do you have other business in town?
um, uh, yeah, let's get going. I rather, with how important this is, I rather get it done as soon as possible.
Very good. After you.
And then on the way there, I imagine since it takes a little time to get to the manor from the city. So with how long it's been, it seems some things have changed. What happened with your eye?
Oh, that. I bookkeeping incident.
Huh. Okay.
It is among the reasons why I am now more qualified to deal with these positions. That happened after I signed a contract 2 years ago. Well, I signed a contract 4 years ago. I finished it out in 2 years. Just under, but I stayed through to the end. While I finished paying off the money, I decided to continue off the time point. Reasonable bonus afterwards, but it happens. I rechanged my career path and went from being a standard bookkeeper of ships and docks to getting certified to be able to do contracts, and more specifically on the insurance of contract fulfillments. Too many get lost in the mixed. I'd rather have them closed as soon as possible. They are not the most uncomfortable things if handled properly. I understand the use of the indentured system for paying off extreme bills. It is, at least it was in my case, less depressing than the idea of work, get paid, go down to the bookkeepers, give back almost everything I was paid, get a couple vouchers, and then be on my way. Not having to carry the money there myself gets my spirits up during the time period. That was just me. What about yourself? Last I saw you, you were not at all the man you are today.
Yes. Yeah, since back then, I studied and trained to get to where I am now as a jeweler, and then as of recently, I guess you could say I've grown skilled in combat as well, naturally for self-defense, of course, while traveling.
And a very lovely weapon that you carry upon you.
Yeah. So, yeah, it certainly helped when it comes with fighting off wild animals and bandits and any sort of monsters that I've encountered along my travels.
Very good, very good. Well, I do hope that things keep improving and looking up for us. And I hope that when we get to the manor, I can help resolve some of these issues and then start the paperwork for being reinstated here temporarily. So as the two of you continue travel, I will cross back over. I'm guessing Cassius is going to try and bug Tala again.
I believe he's already bugged Tala. So like I want to say like before we left off, Tala had said that he said he wasn't feeling up to it. So if he's not feeling up to it, I'm not gonna like keep annoying him. But Cassius wants to find someone to spar with, someone to he's especially after that meeting, his brain's like hurt, like not even from thinking, just from being around all that. Like he just wants to do something physical, whether it's go down to the docks and pick up heavy stuff and put it down. So I guess it depends if Tala's like, if Tala wants to go spar, Cassius would love to.
Remember last time that you checked in with Tala, I think it's the yesterday or the day before.
Okay. Then yeah, Cassius will ask Tala if he wants to go spar and train a little bit. But I mean, if he's going to be a bodyguard, Cassius has done many a bodyguard kind of thing, hired muscle and whatnot.
He looks to you and bows. I am feeling well enough to try. I hope I'm not too much of a disappointment for training.
I mean, that's why it's training, though. Like you're not good and then do training. You do training to get good. Like that's how that works. So, is there
Alright.
anywhere we can train? Like, we can go to
There,
this for all I care, but I don't know how the rest of the group would feel about us just having at it in the street.
there is a reasonable spot that some of the other guard have been using as their training ground for now.
Let's go.
He leads you off to a reasonable-ish clearing among the buildings that has what looks to be a barracks right next to it.
All right. So where's most of your training from? Like, did you train with someone? Do you just kind of do what feels natural? Like, what you like? Are you self-taught?
I watched a lot of the nights in Sindera as I was growing up, and I learned from their practice. Then, after I swore fealty to Sir Azarath, I started additional training on the journey from Sindera to here.
Who's Lord Azarath?
Azarath is a knight that you have seen around town. He is a lizard folk.
All right. So one thing you're going to want to be careful of. A lot of those knights and like they have this fixation on techniques and weapons. You're the weapon. Like having to rely on you use a sword, so like that's the only thing you train with. That's going to be a weakness. You want to be able to fight with anything, everything. You're the weapon, and then other things just help you be a better weapon. And I'll hang my adventurer's coat up with the sword and the shield on it, and just kind of go through essentially sparring. Like I'm going to let Tala try and hit me, and I'm not going to like hit him or lay him out. I'm not raging or anything, but like it's for Tala, he's doing full contact, and I'm doing like half contact. Like if he gets a busted lip, it'll be okay, but I'm not trying to like knock his head in or anything. Trying to teach him a little bit of that tavern brawler mentality. Ain't no such
Sounds
thing
like
as
a
a
plan.
fight.
All right, so he's going to. Are you going to request that he uses a practice weapon, or are you going to have him use live steel?
I mean, he can use live steel. I've been cut before. I will start off when we square up. I'm going to take the dodge action.
Which I do believe means that it's disadvantage, correct?
Correct.
He starts moving in and Oh, yeah, totally. As he gets closer, he brings his sword up and swings at a diagonal angle on you, and you're able to dodge it heartily.
All right. So we'll go through a couple of those.
So I'm guessing you forgo your turn to just activate the dodge action.
Yeah, I'm going to let him take a couple of swings because he's not like he's like fairly like young teens, isn't he?
He's 12.
Yeah.
All right, he'll make a second attack at you. That one was worse.
What is it?
Oh,
Worse.
Worse.
Without my code on, my AC is 18.
Yeah. Thanks to disadvantage, he hasn't gotten. He's only gotten double digits one of the two times that he swung at you.
All right. So for this third round, I guess I'll I'll let him move first, and when he misses, I'm going to just do a shove and just push him back. So I'm holding my action, essentially, is what I'm saying.
All right, so that means it's just a straight roll on him. Because he can't take the dodge action and ready in action, correct?
Correct.
And he misses again.
All right, so it is a contested athletics check.
Yep.
Let's get you back a little bit. Not great. Still a 15.
As you try and shove him, he plants his feet in and he actually catches your hands with his shield before shoving them off, and he'll swing again on his turn. Oh no, that was a reaction to him missing on your turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Like he catches your hands onto his shield and he just bashes it away.
So because I have Tavern Brawler, so like my fists do a D4. Like, do they have to do a D4?
Thanks to how the wound levels work for him, he has to make a save where the DC is connected to how many. His DC is connected to what the dice would be. Long story short, you don't have to roll, but if you hit him, you're going to lay him out. Like if you wound him, you're going to lay him out.
Hit, my minimum is like 6 damage.
Yeah. Again, the way that retainers work is differently than regular characters. He has wound levels, and each time he takes damage, if he fails his con save, he'll take a wound level equal to however many dice are rolled.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you're rolling D3s or fucking D20s.
All right. Then I guess I will continue just letting him swing and just pushing him around, pulling him, trying to knock him down. So let him take the next attack.
This one actually does, like, you feel the wind off of it. It misses, but he's getting close.
Okay, so when he misses, when it gets good, it's
because you set up as a reaction for when he misses, push him, right?
Yeah, I'm this time. Instead of pushing him back, I'm trying to drop him, like push him
All
prone.
right.
That's an 18.
This time when he swings, it's a little wide. You actually step up, put your foot right behind his, and just shove him once, and he falls onto his back.
What armor is Tala wearing? I want to
Okay,
grab
retainer-
him from, like the collar there and like pick him up by the collar. 19 strength. I mean, I can.
Yeah, you can. But yeah, you are able to pick him up. Again, retainers are weird. It's the he has an 18 armor class, which means he has on whatever armor gets him to there. That is always going to be his armor.
So
He's
okay.
simple. The character page I could put on a 3x5 card.
Yeah, but I'll hold up after like that attack, get him back up. All right, we're going to try and practice with a couple other things. You've only used a sword, right?
Mostly, yeah.
You said there's a barracks. I'm going to try and find a two-handed weapon for him, even if it's just like I am trying to find something he is going to have to throw some weight around.
All right. One second. But yeah, you are able to find a two-handed weapon for him.
Like his height.
That'd be close to.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to get him, a variety of weapons. That way he's not restricted to one thing. Yeah, that's pretty much the process I'll be going through. Is just like go do a couple of rounds and then let him switch weapons, do more defensive stuff, just trying to get him used to fighting with in a variety of situations.
All right. So once you get through, while you're doing that, the rest of the party will slowly start making their way and up towards the manor, which is where you guys are going to be convening before heading off on your little mining excursion or mining area excursion. And while you're there, early Wells, you're able to get the paperwork sorted through.
Just an FYI, I have the contract for the dwarf.
On your person.
Yep.
All right. He is a little frustrated that that's not in the paperwork, but
Sorry, I was actually talking with a guy, so.
When you do arrive, do you show him the paper? Do you show him that you have it?
Oh, well, I see them going through contracts, so I make a point. I've been dealing with a dwarf.
Good. Glad to see that at least one person got a check-in. How are things progressing?
Well, the biggest, he seems to be okay with the extension of the contract. I was going there with the express purpose of just, okay, ripping it up. But he realizes that burning down the previous lodge with all the rather expensive accoutrements in there, it's a pretty big deal. And they are in agreement that once the basic structure of the building is up and running, and he makes the promise not to continue smoking in the lodge, everything will be good. So he's not being mistreated, and they are taking care of his basic necessities.
Very good. Very, very good. And the finish of this should be done within a couple moons, from my understanding.
Yes. The most of the structure is already in place. I am doing what I can to see about getting them some of the necessary equipment and manpower to be able to accommodate the hunters that we're trying to bring back to the lodge.
Very good. Very good. This is, you see him just like write a line across his little notepad. That is good. I just have to do checkups on these other ones. I will, with your permission, take those other contracts with me and go and track down those contractees along with the ones looking over them. Is that fine by you? And would be acceptable with the others of the council?
Wells, I'm obviously okay. I don't think I'm very much involved in this at this point in time. This is your Balawick.
Yeah, that'll work. We'll get to it.
All right. Very good. I'll make sure to get the my resources redistributed and be on my way probably within a day or two. Thank you very much. This has cleared up a lot of things. And the fact that there is some paperwork here to go over for the improper ones, I can make sure to get those letters sent out as well.
Sounds good.
All right. After another day, the 6 of you are all at the manor. You have your resupply points available. And you know where the mine is if you're wanting to head there. Where are you guys heading?
I think this is Cassius' first time at the manor.
It is. It is Cassius' first time at the manor. It is a fairly large building. Looks to have been expanded a little bit recently.
The
It looks.
most important part is the bar.
Yeah.
The second most important part is the combat area, the training area.
I mean, I think they're both equally important. I think one takes precedence over the other. Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, as you look over this building, it's looking a little bit less like a manor and more like a newer castle. It is split into 4 wings. Each of them looks to have a very particular purpose amongst itself. And in the center is a fairly large courtyard.
Nice. Beautiful house.
So yes, if I'd noticed him in Tala sparring or anything like that, I would have definitely made a point of showing off my portion, being more of a martial area.
Like Cassius would have sparred with Tala as long as Tala was standing. What is?
Yeah, at one point you did accidentally catch him on the catch him a bit too hard, and when he went back, he hit his head once just a little too hard and was a lot slower getting up.
That might be enough for it. Concussions build character. That's where all mine come from.
It explains a lot.
It gives you personality. Just ask me. I've had several concussions.
I'm not touching that one.
It's a great joke when you know me.
Yes, yes, it is.
All right. Well, does anyone need any major supplies before we go on a little hunting trip?
I am more than ready to go. That meeting was just painful.
I am so tired of dealing with politics right now. I need to hurt something.
Oh, we'll have plenty of opportunity.
I'm used to working in the shadows, all this above board paperwork, dealing with actual officials. It's exhausting.
Well, let's go beat stuff up.
Yep.
I think Wells needs to slay some things too.
Actually, on that note, Wells, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
17.
Yeah, you're doing good. You're feeling a little sword happy, but you're okay. Yeah, you're okay.
Just a word to the wise for everyone. For the carrion crawlers, we do want to do our best to, one, stay away from the tentacles. They are paralytic. And two, cut the heads off so that we can actually take them back and actually gain some of that poison.
Question, DM.
Yes.
Would I be able to devise a recipe for anything that would help against paralysis?
Justice, was that the paralysis? Is it the tentacle poison? Is that what it is?
That is correct.
Sweet. I mean, oh no.
Okay. That is right. Yes, you don't suffer from that same limitation as the rest of us.
I would say,
But
give me a Arcana check, Dionysus.
Okay.
With the it's just a straight Arcana check because while you are using the resources that are available in the manor, it is still limited resources still.
I'm missing my good D20.
Oh no!
Wanting to double check.
Oh, there it is.
For world effect range. Sorka, we were saying that for world effects, your character, we're going off of the It is a tower. So let's see here. Specifically, it goes off the Wizard's World effects.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
I got a 21 on my Arcana check.
You think you could devise something that could be a remedy? As with all remedies, it'll be a one-use thing, but
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. Something that, like, if one of our companions is paralyzed, we can slap on them or shove down their throat to get them back in the game quicker. Well then, I'm gonna gather up those ingredients. How far away is the mine from here? First one, at least.
It's a couple of days, I think.
about a day and a half.
All right. Well, I'm going to spend some time in the cart brewing on the way there.
If using one of the samples of the poison would help his chances, I am more than willing to hand over a couple of doses.
Using one potion to be able to make it will one dose will give a advantage on the roll that I will be asking of next.
And he's got it.
I appreciate that.
So here's what you're rolling at advantage. It's gonna be a weird fucking statement for you to hear from me. You're rolling D12s at advantage.
D12s.
D12s. At
Okay.
advantage.
I don't get to roll my D12s very often.
I know that's part of the reason I'm saying to do it.
I don't play barbarians.
They also don't get to roll D12s that often. It's usually 2D6.
Ooh. Oh, well, you're cocked. Okay. 10.
That's how many doses you get.
Nice.
Again, you're going to get anywhere from 1 to 12 doses. I wasn't going to tell you that part initially, but yeah, when your cauldron is big enough to the one that you're using right now, it's the smaller one, right? Are you using the smaller one or the bigger one?
He did mention he has the bigger one, so
I think I was bringing the bigger one up to the manor, so I might have taken it with us to the mine. But the smaller one, I don't think I could get 12 doses.
You could produce 2 sets of 6 in a shorter period of time, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, hold on. Let me roll a d20. If it is above a 10, I brought the bigger one.
Okay, that works.
And that's an 8. I brought the smaller one.
All right, so you were able to get the 10, but that 10 was maxing you out for how many you're able to get by the time you get there.
That's fine. That is fine. That's really all that's more than I expected. All right, so there's 6 of us. Okay.
I get to use my new dice today.
Ooh, shiny.
Yes. There. I've got the yes.
So because I want everyone to have some on hand. Everyone gets 2, except me and Tala each get 1.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And is it a salve or a potion that we have to pour?
Roll me a D3. Or you can roll modified D6. I know how to do those too.
Yeah, 4 is a reroll on a D4. That's a reroll. 1.
It is a potion. Drink.
Okay.
I've actually got D3s from my kits.
So do I. Mine don't look like that though.
Yeah.
I am designing a D3 that I'm going to be printing off.
That's how I've done it in the past, Cecil. That's how I've done it in the past.
Yeah, so Tala and I each get 1. Everyone else gets 2 of these anti-paralytic potions.
Okay.
You get to the mouth of the mines, and it's fairly overgrown. They used to be boarded up, but with how the wood has been splintered recently, it looks as though someone has broken in not that far back.
Was that me?
That was it.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I'm giving the rest of the party what they're seeing for the first time.
Yes. Yes.
There is a cart here at the top, and it is very rusted. And the track is extremely rusted and overgrown, breaking in some areas due to a tree not that far away from the mouth of the mine. Those with dark vision, as you look in, see signs of some simple work being done. Last time it was here, and this track goes into the mine, and it starts sloping down fairly decently, fairly quickly.
So I did not get all that far into the mine, so this is all very much going to be new territory.
Does it look like it's difficult to enter currently? Like,
No,
like a pinch point?
it could be a pinch point. A medium-sized creature could fit through the opening. Though it does look... Huh?
I was just asking. I don't have dark vision, so
Oh.
You are not the only one.
okay.
You're able to see a little bit into there, but not much.
I got a torch. I don't know if we don't want light or.
Should I open the entrance a little bit more for us?
Well, that gives the crawlers an opportunity to leave because they are larger than us.
Okay. Well, never mind then.
Yes. As to going down, I have no issues with staying 25-ish feet ahead of you guys, so you can have what light you need.
Well, I don't need it, but
I figured you and we would be the scouting, and the rest of the party can stay together and cause themselves blindness at every point.
I can cast light on a small object. If somebody wants to like hold on to that small object that can, if need be, like be stuffed in a pocket or something quickly.
Got a piece of chalk.
Okay.
And yeah, technically Wells doesn't even need light because he can see in the darkness.
How?
The Devil's Sight invocation.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes.
Stupid humans and your fucking tax shit. So technically,
Cassius, I will cast light on your chalk.
So Cassius is the only one that doesn't have dark vision.
okay.
Because I want to say even Tala does, like a Tabaxi. Like I think that's what it sounds like.
Tabaxi also do not have dark vision.
Yeah, because Gary Gygax didn't think cats could see in the dark.
yeah, that's why Tala can see in the dark. That is a house rule that is going to fucking stand because cats have fucking dark vision.
Yes, they do. I tried to argue that with one DM when I was playing Tabaxi, and he would not let me.
Nonsense.
Yes.
I'm like, when do cats have zoomies? At 3 a.m. They have
Yep.
dark vision.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're sprinting full speed and near pitch dark. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
And they're missing shit every time.
Yeah, that's the important.
Unless they deliberately want to hit it.
With Flores, he tends to slide into stuff on occasion.
Mine, she will find the bottles that are secreted in the darkest areas and just to wake everybody up.
But so as we prepare to enter, you see me kind of stretch my arms out for a second, and the shadows of the vegetation seem to like come up and wrap around my figure, and my figure's just a little
Blurred.
Mm-hmm.
Once
You know what? I'm a dead guy. I can't really say anything.
Once we're in and we get to the point where you have to rely on dark vision to see me, you can't.
Nice.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, you found that is not exactly the benefit in this area that you were hoping for.
Nope. They have other senses too. Oh yes, Dionysus, just so you know, our specific powers will not be as helpful as we expect. They use, I'm guessing, vibrations.
So they have some
smell.
form of tremor sense or blind sight.
Yes, and also smell from what I was gathering. So between the two of them, we're not as well protected as we would hope.
It's okay. I can see even further in the dark than before. So
As I also have a very long distance dark vision, so
at least we might have some warning.
oh, we will most definitely. They don't tend to be very stealthy. They expect their prey to fall very quickly. We just have to make sure to watch the ceiling as much as the floor.
Oh, this is getting fun.
All right. Well, shall we begin scouting? Are the rest of you ready?
I'm gonna hold the chalk in my once we get to a point where I'm relying on the light. I'm gonna hold it in my mouth like a cigarette, so my hands still free.
And it's not like it's going to get moist or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And you
Okay.
start hearing like a heavy bass in the background.
All right. I need. What is your marching order? Let's start with that.
So I'm assuming me and Dionysus, we're 25 feet ahead of everybody else?
Yeah.
I'm good as long as I'm not the very last person.
I'll be very last.
Where do you want Paula in this mix?
Near the center.
Near Sorga to help protect her.
Who wants to be controlling Paula for combat purposes when combat starts? You're expecting combat. You come in here for combat.
Well, Wells likes to get up close and personal.
Okay. And I make a point of freeing my wings so I can use them on a moment's notice as well.
All right. Still need to figure out who I'm giving the control of Tala for.
Oh. If you, I
Cassius,
can.
do you want to? Well, I was just thinking Cassius has been working with him. So
Yeah, Do you want to
You
control
might have
Tala?
like a better idea of
I mean,
what the new training would have brought him.
hit stuff really hard. That was which,
right.
and I mean, because normally I think working with Tala would be fun. Like I think me and Tala work well, but I'm worried about putting him up against things that can paralyze and or eat him, or paralyze and then eat him.
Tala does have. Oh wait, no, he does not have Constitution as a saving throw. So that's only a +3. So Tala's stats are real simple. He has a +3 in everything except for the stuff he's good in. The stuff he's good at, he has a +6. So he has a +6 to hit. He does 10 damage of slashing whenever he hits. You never have to roll damage.
Nice.
He is proficient in strength, wisdom, and charisma. He has intimidation and persuasion. His primary abilities are charisma and strength.
Oh,
He has
that's
an
so
armor-
cute. He thinks he can intimidate people.
He has an armor class of 18. He has 2 wound levels.
Oh, up to 2. That's always nice.
And he has everything else that you'd expect from a tabaxi. Speed of 30.
Okay.
Bonus action, sprint thing. Those
Oh,
things.
yes, feline agility. Take advantage of that. That's a quick way to get out of trouble as much as it is to get into trouble.
Yeah.
You just have to spend a turn not moving to get it back.
No, just not. Well, yeah.
Well, to get it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
My tabaxi monk was a semi-barbarian that way, would run right into combat and then realize,
So I need y'all to say give me some perception checks as you are heading down.
Ooh. 27.
Tala got a 9. I had a. I believe it's like I got a 6 total. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's got a natural 1 for 1.
The natural one got you a what?
A 1.
For
Yeah,
a
'cause
total
I have
of.
0 bonus.
1.
So just 1.
Oh no, you have no bonus. Oh no.
Yeah, Wells was definitely like distracted or something.
All right.
I got a 14.
All right.
so
Those
23 in my case. I don't know if you heard that.
So those that got a. I'm just gonna roll 1 stealth.
It's a good thing the scouts rolled good on our perception.
Yeah, I made a point of getting the double the expertise on that.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever has a 14 or higher does start hearing the carrying crawlers in the area. Those who are above, who are at a 18 or higher, you're able to assume that it's a good number of them. Justice,
Good.
you can pin down that there's 3.
Okay. Are they within my dark vision range of 90 feet?
Or you have dark vision of 90, you bastard. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I have 120 and I rolled a 27 perception.
Yeah.
All right, so you're able to see. All 3 of you are able to start seeing these carrion crawlers. They're basically, take the triangle of the room.
Mhm.
So it's a circular room that you're in now. As you go down this area, the signs of work start slowly diminishing. And you eventually come across a couple bodies laid next to some pickaxes. The end of the tracks comes, and there is still more cave going farther in. You are a good distance down at this point. Those without dark vision cannot see the entrance. Those even with dark vision can't see the entrance anymore.
Yeah.
Cassius would like to pick up one of those pickaxes when he gets up around there.
All right. The pickaxe does have it's old. It's been here for a while. There's a chance of it breaking as soon as you use it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are the crawlers grouped closely together?
There is a bit of a stagnation in their movements.
Okay. I'm going to try and stealth to see if I can get sneak attack bonus. Actually, I don't have disadvantage, so I don't have to worry about that, do I?
For your sneak attack?
Yeah, as long as I don't have.
That's if someone's within 5 foot of it.
That's true. Thank you. So then, yes, I do want to see if I can vanish from their sight. Absolute worst case scenario, I still have 2 attacks. 2 attacks right now, and they're going to be doing a bit of damage.
As soon as you roll stealth, I'm going to need something else from all of you.
27 for stealth.
Ooh, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm giving up on the whole I roll stealth thing. I'm just
Thanks.
me.
I like rolling my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
you
know.
Guys are, you guys are good enough players. And I tried the experiment of, well, let's do that again. And it was
It's a
going well.
headache for you.
It's just a headache on top of the headache I already have. So,
Mhm.
like, yeah.
Mhm. And even though we do roll high, we have no idea what you're rolling for perception or what the passive purpose.
Right. But one of the things I will mention is, like, whenever even if you get a 1 on your stealth, your characters believe that they're trying to be stealthy.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, you're not gonna like Monty Python yourself into shit. Like, you believe you're being stealthy and you may pass it off. Who knows? You can't auto fail a save. Skill
check.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I need to roll from everyone. By the way, Tala will be going right after
Cassius.
Cassius in the turn order. It just makes it easier for everyone, and that's how it's set up in the initial rules for strongholds and followers. I figured it just fucking says it easy enough.
I do that with like any type of like summon thing or servants or any of that because we don't need that many initiatives.
Yeah.
Okay, so 16 in my case.
1 second, I have to get one more die. Because while yes, we don't need that many initiatives, I'm rolling all of them individually because why not?
Otherwise, we might get decimated.
Yeah, pretty much. spread them out. All right, we're gonna go in the way that we usually do. Above 20.
I got a dirty 20.
What is your dex?
My dex is 16. Oh no, at least one of them rolled really well.
Yep.
All right, 15 to 20.
16.
Cassie's got a 16 also.
Which one of the two of you has? Oh, what are your
18
dex?
dex.
Yeah, mine's a 14.
Uh, 10 to 15.
Tala got a 15.
Tala goes right after you. So Tala will go on technically on your initiative minus.
Why do I have no bonus action spells?
5 to 10.
5.
5.
Dexes.
Mine's a 14.
Mine's a 15. But I don't mind going last, so.
All right. Out of the 3, which one did not make that pass? I don't have any. Might be 3s up here. Okay. So, what is their speed again? 30.
So that means a couple of rounds of me going after them.
The first carrying crawler moves up a 60-foot movement, and they started out at the. What did you say you had, Dionysus? 120, you bastard.
120, yeah.
All right. Fuck Knuckle. All right, yeah. So
You approved it.
I know I approved it. Doesn't mean I don't regret it.
Hey, at least it's not Morrigan.
Oh yeah, fucking Morgan. What's your sight distance? Probably the wall.
I had 300 feet of true dark vision.
How the fuck?
Morgan was
Tough.
a Twilight.
Warlock.
Domain.
No, Twilight Cleric, if I remember right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was ridiculous.
300
They
feet.
can
I
give
can
it
give it to
to me.
one person for a little bit of time.
But the Twilight Cleric can also hand that 300-foot dark vision out to people. That's ugh.
Yeah, again, fuck you. Here I am doing like, oh, we're in a dark cave. Only like 1 or 2 people actually had dark vision. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'm gonna have to look at that as a multi-class.
That's first level too.
Oh damn!
Yeah, clerics are great.
Yeah.
Like, they get a lot of flavor on first.
Yeah, I got a lot of fuck yous.
Fair enough.
Yeah, remember though, clerics are. No one has seen a cleric moss setting in a long ass time. So if ever you go that range, we have to talk.
Yeah, no, it's not so
And
much
Morrigan
that.
is the reason for that.
Actually, no, Morgan
just
is not the reason for that. The timing of this particular game. we're back in time from when I have been originally trying to run.
Yeah. No, Justice, you would have to justify yourself.
It's actually not for this game. It's for another game where
Yeah.
I'm already playing multi-class caster. So it's just, okay, let's just dip one more into another class.
Anyways, that carrion crawler moves up. It's 60 feet, just scuttering along the wall near the corner point. Dionysus, you're up.
So the closest one to me is how far away?
60 feet.
60 feet away from me. Okay. Excellent.
Good for it.
One second.
Oh,
I am going to move up 30 feet. So I'm 30 feet away. And then I'm going to shoot a ray of frost at it.
Okay.
It's a 24 to hit.
A 24 hits.
Cool. So it takes 9 points of cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
Oh, you're really going to hate me now then, GM.
Oh, not necessarily.
And as a bonus action, yeah, I'm gonna say, Justice, do your thing, and you get a D6 for Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
4D.
Carrying Crawler 2 is now up. And it moves up. It's 60 feet is now just about 60 feet away from the group.
So these two carrion crawlers are fairly close together then.
Well, they're kind of triangly. Like one's on the bottom. Remember this area is about it's about 80 feet across.
Uh-huh.
And it's now more cylindrical.
Mm-hmm.
So they have some distance between them, between each other.
Okay. So they're not
and-
within 5 feet of each other.
No, not even close.
Okay.
But Carrying Crawler 3 also moves up. It's 60 feet. Now it is Justice.
Okay. Well, I can still work. I won't work with that one, but I can work with this one. Bonus action, Ensnaring Strike. And a natural ability I have, Favored Foe. So an extra plus 1d4 damage. It's the first round. I get 2 attacks. The second attack gets a bonus 1d8 damage. So I will use the Bardic Inspiration on the second attack, just to be sure that one lands.
I mean, you don't have to declare which one you roll it at until you roll the first die.
Okay, true, actually. Okay, thank you. Let's see what the first one looks like. Oh, do I get advantage?
No.
Okay.
You are pretty sure. You're pretty sure that they sniffed you out, seeing as you're coming from downwind.
Yeah, so 12
from upwind.
Plus 10, 22 to hit. Oh, shoot, I forgot to do that. I'll do that on my second attack. So 22 to hit.
Which one are you shooting at? Number 1, 2, or 3?
The one that is currently injured.
All right. It hits. I just need to make sure I knew which one you're shooting at.
So that's 16 points of damage.
Said 16.
Yep. The second shot on it, I'm going to use my sharpshooter. So -5 to hit, +10 damage. Oh, yeah. And ensnaring strike. It needs to do a, what is it? Strength saving throw. It is a large creature, right?
It is a. Yep, they are a large creature.
Okay, so it has advantage on the strength saving throw. Regardless, it will take 1d6 piercing damage.
What's the save?
14.
It fails.
Okay, so it's stuck there. It's currently 1d6 of damage. Let me roll that damage. Here we go. 5 points of damage. And it is stuck there until it breaks out. As long as I keep my concentration. So, second shot. We are looking at, so that'll be a +5 to hit because I've taken the -5 on it.
You mean -5 to hit, +5 on damage?
No. It's a -5 to hit, +10 damage, but I have a +10 to start with. And I rolled a natural 20. So let's see. That's 1d8 +15 plus another 1d8 plus a 1d4.
Remember that for your critical die is maxed out.
Okay. So then that's 8 plus 15. That's 23.
Plus a D8 plus a D4.
Yeah.
Are you still shooting the same one?
Yes.
So as you knock your back your second arrow, you remember kind of where you shot the last time to take one down.
Yeah.
And as your fingers let go of the string, your arrow flies corkscrewing through the air, and it hits right into the creature's mouth as it reels up and yells out just to go right into its brain. And you just hear a...
Okay. No, and I cannot move that. Okay, so obviously I will let the I still have the Bardic Inspiration if I need it. Yeah, so the Ensnaring Strike does not say anything about being able to move it, so that spell is now gone. I dropped the concentration. Okay, one down. Who's next?
Up next is Cassius.
So are all of them on the ground? None of them are on the ceiling? Is there at least one on the ground?
There is one of them on the ceiling. The one that was in the as was coming up towards you in the bottom left. That one's dead. There's the one on the ceiling, and then there's the one on the corner to your right.
I got 40 foot of movement, so I don't think I can make it there. So I guess I will rage and then just get in melee range with that one.
All right.
But good enough to get to it.
Oh yeah. It's about. Actually, the others are scouting about 25 feet ahead of you, and it's 60 feet ahead of them. So that's 80. That's about 85 feet in front of you.
Oh,
so it's still about a 5 foot gap if you do your full dash. So I remember right, you have a speed of 40, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's about a 5-ish foot gap.
Okay, I'm not going to rage then. Well, that. Okay, I'm going to move 40 foot, and I have a javelin. It will be at disadvantage because it's more than 30 foot away from me then. But yeah, I will bonus action rage. So a bonus action rage. Oh no, do I have to use my bonus action to pull the javelin out?
No. Seeing as you have a free hand, you'd be able to pull the javelin out.
All right. Then yeah, I will try to hit with a javelin. That's a natural 1.
Roll me another d20.
That's a 2.
All right. Yeah, as you like run up and plant yourself for a moment and just launch the javelin, you actually catch it at a like bad spot, and it just plants into the ground between the two of you. It will take an action to retrieve it.
They're javelins.
It's a javelin,
Well,
yeah.
Will it
It
even
is-
be usable?
Well, you have to pull it out and find out.
I got like 4 more. I'm fine. But yeah, I guess that'll be the end of my turn. For Tala. Is it bonus action?
Yeah, he can bonus action sprint.
It's not bonus action. It just says when you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of the turn. So that would be their movement would just be 60 under feline agility.
All right.
So they will move 60. So what? They'll be like 15 or
15 feet behind you.
okay. And I guess let them ready and act. Hold an attack.
All right. So he runs up and like braces himself behind his shield, holding the like sword ready in hand behind. Technically, he does have a ranged attack. Normally he doesn't, but he technically does right now because someone gave him fucking fire.
Who gave him fire?
Hi.
Then yeah, he'll do that.
Yeah, he has a flask of alchemist's fire.
It's only +3 to hit.
I mean, yes. So
Do it.
you've been bad. You're going over there. Where's my shit dust? There we go. Nasty.
I believe in giving children access to fire.
Your child's within earshot of you saying that.
14.
Ugh,
11 plus
Josie,
3.
now listen.
You said it was +3, right?
Yep.
14.
Tala runs up, grabs his sword by the flat of his hand, pulls the alchemist fire from off the area on his shield, and just chucks it like stone. It flies through the air and smashes onto the back of this carrion crawler. Roll damage.
What's the damage for alchemist fire?
1d4 and then at the start of each of that crawler's turns, it takes another d4 damage unless it uses an action to make a DC 10 dexterity check to extinguish it.
1 point of damage. It's more than Cassius did.
It's not a lot, but if the crawler the crawler either loses an action to stop taking the damage, or it's a little bit of damage each round.
For how many turns?
I think it's up to a minute. Technically, there isn't a time frame on it. It's until it's extinguished in the official source. It's like break fire.
And napalm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Love it. You just giving children fireworks. All right, Sorka. Now that you've seen the group's little boy commit war crimes,
Young man.
Well, I might make this worse. I'm going to move to where I'm within 60 feet.
all right.
And I need an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, jeez.
Joke's on you. This caterpillar went harder.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was only for a visitation. What is the DC?
16.
It fails. You can only
Okay.
pass on a fucking 20.
So it's going to take 4 points of damage, but it'll need to subtract D4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn. Like so the next one. So if somebody else has a saving throw it needs to make, or it will need to make another saving throw.
You might need to
against-
remind me.
Yep.
And is that the burning one? It just got mind slivered?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I did the math on
So-
that one.
Yep. It's on fire and has a really hellacious brain ache.
For what little brain it has. Okay. Great.
Little cashew.
Awesome. Wells.
Okay, how far am I away from it?
You are like middle frontish. Yeah, I'm doing off the base of 85 feet. Because they are 60 feet ahead of the initial front of party, and the initial front of party was 25 feet ahead of rest of party.
Yeah, considering that distance, honestly, yeah, I'll dash 60 feet and then actually, no, wait. I'll just move 30 feet and take the dodge action.
Okay. And is that it for Wells?
Yeah.
Dionysus. I didn't want it to be this way of like the fucking carrion crawlers being in one single clump and the party being another clump. But technically we're here with Dionysus at the top of the round, seeing as you killed the other one.
Okay, so I'm no longer very close to one of them. How far
You're
away
never
am I?
really close to any of them. They're still
Well, I
about...
got within 30 feet of one. I moved 30 feet closer to the one.
Yeah, well, technically you're still within 30 feet of all of them.
Oh, now I am? Okay.
Well, they moved up to you.
Well, okay. Cool.
Only
Do
one
I-
had an initiative before you.
Fuck it. Fuck it. I've still yet to draw my sword. I'm experimenting with my new magic still. So I reach out my hand and you see an orb appear in my hand and it flickers between a whole bunch of different colors. Let us see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're doing random here.
Chromatic orb.
Chromatic orb.
Love it.
So it finally settles on this stormy blue-gray color as I launch it out at the one that's not on fire.
So in other words, the one that's currently clinging to the ceiling.
Yes.
Okay.
Does a 22 hit?
Yes, it does.
Cool.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Just misses, guys. It's time to leave.
Oh, we haven't met Mama yet.
Parents love me. All right.
16 points of thunder damage.
Nice.
Ow.
And do I have any? No, I really don't. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay, Cassius, you moved up, right?
40 foot. Yeah.
Okay, so you're in front of me.
I believe. I'm fairly
Yes,
certain.
because I did not move.
Okay, then. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because there's some
With a bright piece of chalk still in my mouth. So I am trying.
you got that glittering smile. Okay.
Sounds like a delicious plan system. All right. Carrying Crawler 2's turn. It is going to scurry around and just stop directly above Dionysus, being very unhappy with him. And it's going to stand up, hang down from the ceiling, and start its multi-attack against him.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that decides me what I'm doing.
First one is the Tentacle Attack. Which I'm pretty sure is going to hit.
Well, I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna be like, I'm really not into tentacles. Try someone else. And cutting words it minus a. Do you want me to roll the d6 to minus from its attack? Or do you want to roll it?
1 second, I have to do a quick look over an area. Won't matter.
Oh, was it a crit?
No, it was an 18 on the die, and it has a +8 to hit. So,
Oh, yeah.
minus out a full 6, and it's still a dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I need you to make a DC. You need to make a Constitution saving throw, as
boy.
well as take 4 points of piercing of poison damage.
Well, that's a nat 20 on my saving throw, so a 22 for my con save.
All right. As the tentacles hit you, you feel your muscles like starting to tense up a little bit, but you're quickly able to just shake it off shake it off.
Just as a free action, I go, I told you I'm really not into tentacles and they don't have much effect on me.
And it's gonna try and bite you.
See you as a friend.
And the bite will miss.
Okay.
That is its turn onto the one that is taking fire. Whoever's Cassius, I need you to roll me that fire damage because I believe it's on his turn, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, start of his turn.
All right, roll me that fire damage, you bastard.
4.
Unfortunately, he's going to move up and he's not going to be able to provoke an attack of opportunity because he's large, and he's going to move up to Tala. And he's going to make his attacks against Hala.
How does that not provoke an attack of opportunity? Size doesn't have anything to do with that.
Because he's large and he's not leaving the...
Oh,
Correct.
he's not leaving. Yeah, okay.
Oh, no. I need Tala to make me a Constitution saving throw. Technically, he's going to need to make 2. So you need to determine which one is the one for getting hit and which one is for the paralysis effect.
Ow.
You need to make a Constitution saving throw for Tala getting hit.
Oh, because the not health stuff. Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also he got hit with the tentacles, so he has the potential of being paralyzed here second.
All right. So the first one will be against like the con save for just getting hit.
Okay.
Is it a +3, I assume?
Yes.
That'll be 18.
Finally, someone who doesn't have cursed Tala dice.
It's all the practice, I'm telling you.
Seriously, everyone who's dealt with Tala, he almost dies every time.
All right, so this will, well, hold on, because this will be the save against the paralysis, right? That's a 13
Total?
total.
Tala starts feeling the tightness in his muscles, but he's able to flex it out. He looks a bit like the tentacle hit seems to have battered him about, but he doesn't look any much worse for wear. Now the creature's going to try and bite at him, but it misses.
Hey.
It does bite him, but he gets a good, nice, healthy bite of shield, and he is able to like weasel it away. Small thing to remember: just because it misses does not mean it doesn't hit your armor. Because especially with someone like Tala who's wearing armor, but yeah, it hit. It's not doing any damage, but it's connected and isn't doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's made contact, but it didn't hit.
Okay.
All right. On to Justice.
Okay. I'm not into tentacles either. How close am I to Dionysus?
Did you move up at all?
No, I did not.
Dionysus, did you move up your
I didn't move. I didn't move at all this round.
So he's about
So
30
I
feet
should
away
be
from you.
about. Yeah.
I think
So it should be sorry.
He's about 30 feet away from you.
Okay.
because I think
Okay.
Tala would be the closest, then me, and then those two.
Okay.
The scouts.
It's basically I'm going to go after the one that's right above Dionysus. Using my sharpshooter feat. Tagging it as a favorite enemy. So Da-dum-dum. That's not even going to make a difference. Okay, so solid miss. I got an 8.
Total?
Yep.
Okay.
Even with the D6, if it had maxed out, I might have hit it. So see an arrow go right through the air beside you there, Dionysus.
Whoa, everything wants to poke me today.
Not everything.
Not everything.
Hold on. Hold on. He's within 5 feet.
He's within
It,
5.
does, it doesn't give you advantage. It just gives you sneak attack if you hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn it.
Sadly.
Mm-hmm. Just when I was thinking of having it just drop on Dionysus. That would have been beautiful.
Kind of funny.
That's what I was looking for.
Kind of funny.
Yeah. As long as
I might have not stopped laughing ever.
I've been in bed with many things. Nothing as gross as this.
It's like Tasha's hideous laughter, but natural.
and all this slime just dripping all over him right now. Just
Tentacles and slime. What is going on this session?
I'm not going to help my case at all, but what color is the poison that's dripping off of this thing?
It's a dark ichorish color.
Oh, I'm getting a purple shower. That's new.
Purple rain, purple rain.
Fuck it. Take an inspiration for that one. Holy shit.
We are breaking the DM.
Was that?
Okay.
So is that Justice's turn?
That was my turn.
All right, Cassius.
I'm assuming Cassius is the one that got the inspiration for that.
Yeah, for the
Yes.
fucking singing purple red.
Nope. All right. So I will run up to the one that is trying to mess with Tala.
So just turn to your side and see the large creature still next to you, Ish.
Ass end.
Yeah, its ass end is still within melee range of you,
All
which
right.
is why you didn't get an attack of opportunity against it.
Well, I wasn't able to actually get up to it. Remember, I tried
Right,
to
and it
throw-
passed Ish. It passed near you, Ish, going to Tala. So
Okay.
it's in melee range with you and Tala.
All right.
And you can move around to get that +2 to hit.
Yes, I will do that.
Because my flanking rules is +2.
All right, and then I'm gonna use that inspiration too because I'm still raging because I attacked on my last turn.
Well, you don't have to use the inspiration until after you find out if you miss or not.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, because the inspiration I passed out, that's a DM inspiration.
Ah,
So you can get advantage if your roll's bad.
Yeah. Also, you can use that D20 on any D20 roll. You can technically give disadvantage to a enemy creature.
noted. All right, so that first attack, I'm gonna come down with that there pickaxe I picked up.
You
Yeah,
want to
I need that inspiration.
What was the initial total?
Well, I'm proficient with improvised weapons, so that
Yeah.
would be +7, so that's a 13.
That hits.
That hits. What's the damage die on the pickaxe?
Well, it's an improvised weapon, is it not?
Yeah, it would be considered as an improvised weapon. So,
I mean, if you read the rules on improvised weapons, it's at least a D4, but it can be more if it's similar to other weapons.
Stop.
I'd say
I mean, I'm fine with a D4.
it's a D6.
All right. So that's
Like it's designed for breaking up stone. So it's got, it's got a pointy end to
Not
it.
here.
that is 5 plus 2
What?
plus 4 plus 2. 4 2 so that's 8. So that's 13 points of damage. And so it's the so yeah, like he brings the pickaxe down and he's just going to leave it in there. And for his second turn, he's just going to punch it.
All right. Go
Second.
punchy.
That's a 16.
16 hits. Their AC is 13.
Sweet. That is 4 plus, so that's 10 points on the second attack.
It's looking bloodied.
Nice. So that'll be. Oh, I will bonus action grapple. Because I can do that as a tavern brawler.
Nice. Now,
Does it get advantage for being larger than you?
I don't think that's raw, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I'd just be going for the raw for that one. So, all right. That's
That is a 20. Dirty 20.
you are able to like get a hold of like a good number of the legs and get like a grip into
One of
its.
those segments. And
Yeah,
all right. And then it will be
it'll be Tala.
Tala's turn. You said it's a +6 to hit, but then since we're flanking, I didn't add my pluses for flanking, but same scenario.
Same scenario.
So he'll have a +8, correct?
Right. You have a +8 to hit, and if he hits, then he does 10 damage.
Unless it's a nat 20.
Unless it's a nat 20.
That's a 16.
All right.
what does grappling do to that?
Grappling just makes their speed 0.
Okay.
They can't get away.
So Tala, once he gets his shield away from the mouth, he hooks his arm under and draws his sword up, slicing across the creature's torso, and screams out in pain, looking still very unhappy at this entire situation.
And I guess that'll be Tala's turn.
Yep. On to Sorka.
So one of them looks like it's kind of on death's door.
It looks very close.
Okay. So yeah, I'd like it to make an intelligence saving throw minus a D4.
As a note, they have to nat 20 this thing in general. They have a
I'll,
negative.
I'll just roll the damage then, shall I?
I can get a 20.
But then
I
you minus
didn't.
D4
20 minus, it's at least a
because
-5.
there's no critical success. There's no critical success on saves.
On saves. On skill checks, no. But on saves, yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Not in Raw anymore?
No,
Mm.
it's only attack rolls that critical success or failure
This
happens.
is the problem of knowing too many additions.
Okay.
So,
well,
yeah,
if
no,
you
I
just
can't
subtract the D4 off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like it has a -5 intelligence.
Oh no.
So
They have
I'll
an
just roll
intelligence
my
of
damage, shall I?
1. Yeah, just roll your damage.
It's a -6 to a -9 then. Woo!
So that's a 9 damage.
That's my impression of it dying.
It had such a bad headache. It just dies to get rid of
It
it.
just like
As
takes
you
all of its
see-
tentacles and puts it near what would be its brain, and
Actually, what you see is this creature like just reel up and just screech loudly before just thudding to the ground, twitching and convulsing.
don't mess with Tala.
I edge a couple inches away from Sorka.
Yeah, you're next.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Was that a bonus
All
action,
right.
Dio?
Yeah.
Bonus action, nat 20, intimidate Dio. Dio rolls a 5, so it's not a negative. It's not a really bad save, but it's just
Bad enough.
I have disadvantage on standing up to Sorka at all times.
But also seems disadvantage on wisdom saving throws to pull shit off that could piss off Sorka.
Oh no, I do those intentionally.
Advantage on annoying Sorka.
Yeah, it like triple advantage on annoying Sorka.
Elven accuracy.
Yeah, exactly.
So did Sorka kill that one?
Yep.
yeah, it's dead. It's dead. And on that note, it is Wells's turn.
Okay, so this.
One left.
Okay, and how far am I from it now?
You only moved up 30 feet on your last run, right? And you're originally 185-ish, so you're
Yeah. Well, so well, it was at 85.
It's right
so-
above you.
So
So
Wells should only be about 15, 20 feet away.
yeah, you're about 15, 20 feet away. Sounds about a good number.
Okay.
I need to do maps again, but that's work.
And then has this one been hit a lot, or?
It's got a little bit of damage onto it. It's been at least hit by Justice.
And me. That's the one I did the thunder damage to.
mhm.
Yeah. Wait.
I
no,
don't
no,
think I hit this
Justice.
one.
That's the one that Justice missed. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
the one that got thundered.
Okay, if that's the case, then. Okay, first, before I move up, I would do a bonus action raffle smite on my sword, and then go up and attack it.
All right.
Does a 16 hit?
It does.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so let's see.
As a reminder, they have an AC of 13,
Okay, let's see.
which means the odds of you guys missing them are very low.
Okay,
Yeah, I know.
okay, that's 11 damage normally, and then let's see. Oh, it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
They're wise. They're just not smart. Okay, it's not wise.
Oh, damn! Okay. I rolled max damage for both the necrotic and for the psychic. So that's
Oh.
6 necrotic, 6 psychic. And if it got less than a 16 on the wisdom save, it's frightened of me.
I can see one.
Yeah, it's fucking same.
Uh,
All right, we'll see how that plays out.
I guess we won't be having it fall for Dionysus.
I mean, it is Dionysus's turn. He could do enough damage.
Let's see here. Well, you know, I suppose I should give you a second chance to rekindle our flame, and I shoot a firebolt into its face.
Roll your attack.
Looking for some fun stuff, baby, this evening. That's 16 to hit.
You know what I'm gonna say next.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. 12 points of fire damage.
How's it going down?
As it's getting ready to lash out at me again, I look up at it. We have another chance to rekindle our flame, and I take a few steps back as I just like flick my wrist up at it, and flames shoot forth from my palm, and kind of just char its face as I'm taking a couple steps back, and it just falls right on the ground in between me and Wells.
Well.
And as it screeches from that fire and it drops to the ground, I need everyone to give me perception checks real quick.
$28.
16.
Paula got a 5, and Cassius got a 14.
I got a 23.
I got a 16.
So unfortunately, Tala and Cassius are too busy like fist bumping, like yeah, to hear that more carrion crawlers are notified, and specifically Dio and Justice hear the sounds, the unmistakable sounds of something bigger down below.
Okay.
I was just warming up.
And with that, I will call it.
So I might still be able to use my my bardic inspiration.
Yeah, the bardic inspiration lasts for. How long does it last? For 10 minutes.
Okay. So then I have 98 rounds of bardic inspiration possibility yet. No, sorry. 6 times 9, 54. Blah, whatever. Lots of time.
All right. So with that, thank you all for watching and joining us on this little Going Red adventure. We shall reconvene in hopefully 2 weeks, but we'll see what future holds. There is chaos on the horizon.
Yay.
Until next time, be well, roll safe.
Ta-ta.
Later.
Ta-ta.
Alrighty. Cool. Awesome, guys.